Okay, so the vaccine that stopped a global pandemic, it was almost killed, not by anti-vaxxers, by the scientists, by the universities, by the government grant committees themselves. The technology inside those COVID shots, scientists had been working on it, quietly, desperately, for 50 years. 50. And the woman most responsible for making it work, she was demoted 4 times. By the end of this video, you are going to know the real story, the secret history, the one nobody taught you in school, of how a tiny molecular messenger discovered in 1961 became the weapon that ended a pandemic. And honestly, it's one of the greatest underdog stories in the history of science. Alright, let's rewind. Way back. It's 1961. The Beatles haven't released their first album yet. JFK just became president. And in Cambridge, England, a group of scientists, Francis Crick, Sidney Brenner, François Jacob, are piecing together one of the most important puzzles in biology. They discovered something called messenger RNA, mRNA. Think of DNA as the master blueprint locked in a vault, your cell's nucleus. mRNA is the photocopy that runs out to the factory floor and says, "Hey, build this protein right now." It's literally the body's own instruction manual. But here's the thing. mRNA is, and I'm not being dramatic here, incredibly fragile. Like, sneeze near it and it falls apart fragile. Enzymes in the body destroy it almost instantly. Trying to use it as medicine felt like trying to deliver a letter using wet toilet paper. So most labs just moved on. But then, 1987, a young grad student named Robert Malone, working late in a San Diego lab, mixes mRNA with tiny droplets of fat, little molecular bubbles called liposomes. And something remarkable happens. Human cells absorb the mRNA, and they start making proteins from it, for the first time ever. Malone files a patent. This is genuinely groundbreaking work, and yet, nobody really runs with it. The scientific establishment kind of nods, makes a note, and doesn't throw money at it. Because here's the dirty secret about science funding. If it sounds too sci-fi, nobody wants to pay for it. And injecting genetic instructions into humans in 1987? Yeah, hard pass. Alright, quick pause. I genuinely want to know, did you know any of this before today? Like, did you know mRNA research started back in the 1960s? Drop a comment right now. Just say no idea or I already knew this. I'm reading every single one. Okay, back to the story, because it's about to get way more interesting. Now I want you to meet someone. Her name is Katalin Karikó. She's from a tiny town in Hungary. Her family didn't even have running water. She fell in love with biology as a kid. She moved to the United States in 1985, and she literally carried her family's entire life savings, $1,200, hidden inside a teddy bear. Because Hungary had currency restrictions. She lands at the University of Pennsylvania, and she is absolutely obsessed with one idea. Can we use mRNA to treat disease? She applies for grant after grant to fund her research. She keeps getting rejected, over and over and over again. In 1995, 10 years after arriving in the US, the University of Pennsylvania tells her, "You're being demoted, not good enough." Her research isn't producing commercial results fast enough. She's also just survived a cancer scare. Her husband is stuck in Hungary dealing with a visa nightmare, and she just keeps going. And then, a photocopier, of all things. Around 1997, Kariko is waiting at a copy machine in a Penn hallway when she bumps into a guy named Drew Weissman. He's an immunologist, studying HIV vaccines. They start talking. She knows mRNA. He knows immune response. Together, they might actually crack the code. They worked together for years. The big problem, The body's immune system immediately attacks lab-made mRNA, floods the system with inflammatory proteins. It's like trying to deliver a package, and the guard dogs eat the courier every single time. In 2005, after years of experiments, they publish a paper showing that by substituting a chemically modified nucleoside called pseudouridine into the mRNA structure, you could make it invisible to the immune system. The mRNA slides in like a ghost. No inflammation, no rejection. The cells just read the instructions and build the protein. This is the breakthrough, the real one. And almost nobody cares. The paper gets published, it gets modest citations. Pens still won't give her tenure. The scientific community, largely, shrugs. You almost want to shake somebody. Now here's where it gets fast, like really fast. While Kariko and Weissman's paper sat largely ignored at Penn, two biotech startups were paying very close attention. Moderna, founded in 2010, and BioNTech, co-founded by a husband and wife team, Uğur Şahin and Özlem Türeci. Both licensed the Kariko-Weissman modified nucleoside technology. Both go all in on mRNA. Throughout the 2000s, both companies refined the technology. Those fat bubbles, the lipid nanoparticles first experimented with by Malone in 1987, get dramatically improved. We're not talking your grandfather's fat droplets. These are precision-engineered molecular taxis. 4 precisely calibrated lipid types designed to protect the mRNA and deliver it directly inside human cells. Meanwhile, in 2013, the University of Pennsylvania, the same place that demoted her and denied her tenure, essentially loses Katalin Karikó. She joins BioNTech as senior vice president. The university that dismissed her, well, they'd have some feelings about that when the Nobel Prize got announced. Then, January 10, 2020, a Chinese virologist named Zhang Yongzhen publishes the complete genetic sequence of a new coronavirus to the internet. Within hours, scientists around the world download it. And by January 13th, 3 days later, Moderna's team has already designed an mRNA vaccine candidate. 3 days. This is where 50 years of work pays off. Because of everything that came before, the 1961 discovery, Malone's 1987 fat droplet experiment, Kariko and Weissman's 2005 modified nucleoside paper, scientists had the entire toolkit ready to go. They didn't build the vaccine during COVID, they finished it. The foundation had been laid for 5 decades. Human trials begin March 16, 2020, just 66 days after the genome was published. That is a record. For comparison, the mumps vaccine in the 1960s took 4 years to get to that same point. 4 years. This took 66 days. Phase 3 clinical trials enroll tens of thousands of volunteers. The results come back. Pfizer-BioNTech, over 90% efficacy. Moderna, over 94%. Scientists had hoped for maybe 50%. They blew past it. The FDA grants emergency use authorization to Pfizer-BioNTech on December 11, 2020. On December 14, 2020, the first American receives the COVID vaccine. A nurse named Sandra Lindsay at Long Island Jewish Medical Center in New York. It's a moment that will be in history textbooks. And Katalin Karikó, she gets her vaccine shot the same month it goes to the public. The same woman who was demoted 4 times, never granted tenure, couldn't get a grant to save her career. She rolls up her sleeve and receives the product of her life's work. I mean, come on, that is a movie. Someone please make that movie. In October 2023, Katalin Karikó and Drew Weissman win the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. The Nobel Assembly specifically cites their nucleoside base modification discovery, the exact thing nobody funded in 2005, as the foundational breakthrough that enabled mRNA vaccines. She becomes only the 13th woman in history to win the Nobel Prize in medicine. So the next time someone tells you these vaccines were rushed, you can calmly tell them, no, that vaccine is the result of 60 years of work by scientists who were ignored, demoted, underfunded, and dismissed. And they kept going anyway. But here's the part that's going to keep you up at night, in the best way. RNA vaccines are not just for COVID anymore. Right now, there are clinical trials running for mRNA cancer vaccines, personalized ones. They sequence your specific tumor, design a custom mRNA vaccine targeting your cancer's unique mutations, and train your immune system to hunt and destroy it. Moderna and Merck reported promising Phase 2 results for personalized melanoma vaccines. HIV, influenza, malaria, tuberculosis, some autoimmune diseases. All of them have active mRNA research programs right now. We're talking about diseases that have killed hundreds of millions of people throughout human history, and the tool to fight them was being built, quietly, in ignored labs, by underfunded scientists for 50 years. And that is the real story. But I'll leave you with one thought. Right now, somewhere in a lab, there's probably another Katalin Karikó, another scientist with a wild idea, getting rejected, being told they're not good enough. What they're working on might be the thing that saves your life in 20 years. Science is slow until it isn't, and then it changes everything.